if you're not achieving what you want to achieve in life, then it's not down to luck, and it's not down to wishful thinking, and it is definitely not down to the power of attraction. In fact, it's down to just 3 simple things. And in this video today, I'm going to tell you exactly why you're not achieving your goals, and of course, what to do about it. If you're not achieving what you want to achieve in your life, it can be incredibly frustrating. But it's short-term goals like finishing a project or going on that holiday that you've been planning for too long and you can't seem to make the time for, or longer-term goals like retiring in Tuscany or building your business. Whatever the goal, a goal is a goal. And if you're not achieving it, it can be demoralizing, demotivating, incredibly frustrating. It can be devastating depending on the size of the goal or the duration of time you've spent wanting to achieve it. But actually, understanding the mechanics of achieving that goal is crucial to getting to that place. If you're not achieving your goal, then I guarantee you're not doing one of the following 3 things. Thing number 1, you haven't fueled up, you haven't filled your tank. Now, what do I mean by that? So that could be as simple as getting enough sleep. It could be as simple as filling your body with the right kind of nutrition. If you set out to achieve a goal and you haven't put the fuel in the tank, you haven't filled up before you set out, then you are going to be running on empty at some point. You're going to run out of juice. So that could be sleep, that could be nutrition, that could be fueling yourself up with the right kind of inspiration, filling yourself up with social interactions that mean something to you. So you need to assess what it is that is going to fill up your tank with the kind of fuel you need to get to where you're going. But assess that. Make sure you have a full tank of gas as you head out to achieve your goal, and then keep it topped up. Whatever that means for you, and you are the one who needs to decide how best to do that. But if you're not achieving your goal, check in with yourself. Have you filled up recently? Have you topped up with your gas in order to get to where you're going, so that you don't run out of steam partway there? The next thing you need to do to achieve your goal, that you need to check in on, is, do you actually know where you're going? When you go driving to somewhere that you haven't been to before, and you put your destination into your sat nav, you're not just gonna put some vague area. Like, you're not gonna put a nice friendly neighborhood. You're gonna put what neighborhood you're trying to get to. You're gonna put what location you're heading for. You're gonna put the exact coordinates of your GPS if you have them. And that's how you get to your destination. But so often I hear people tell me about their goals, and their goal will be something like to be happy. And of course, being happy is important, and I'm not denying that as a worthwhile ambition, but that's not a goal in and of itself. We need to be specific about where we're going. What is it that's going to make you happy? What is your destination? What is the coordinates that you're going to put into your sat nav to get you to where you want to get to? Otherwise, you will end up driving around in circles, to stretch this metaphor a little bit further. Know what the goal is, what the end point is that you're trying to get to. And then you will have a clear vision of how to get there. You will have focus, you will have directions, you will be able to build the map to get to that point. Because that is what you're doing when you're heading out to achieve a goal. You find what the end point is, and you create your map in order to get there. Without proper coordinates, without a clear, distinct endpoint, then you're going to end up driving around in circles. You're going to take wrong turns. You are going to end up with this vague exploration of an area instead of heading right to the crux of the matter, right to where you want to get to. If you want to know more about setting really clear goals and some excellent strategies, really usable tips on how to set clear goals, then check out the links in the description box below. I have filled that with a huge number of free resources to help you set clear goals. The third thing that must happen if you want to achieve your goals is you must be able to adapt. So imagine you're heading for that destination and there's road closures that you hadn't expected, or there's a detour you have to take, or the bridge has caved in and you cannot drive over it and you've got to find a different way to get to the same place. That is what it is when you are heading for a goal. This is what we mean when we talk about willpower and way power. Way power is your ability to understand that there are many different routes, many different ways to get to a goal. Now, if you haven't done the previous step of having a really clear definition of what that goal is, then this is going to be much harder. But if you have, then you can start exploring the different ways to get to where you want to get to, so that when one road is blocked off for you, when one opportunity falls through, when you have a disappointment and you don't achieve the micro goal that gets you to the macro goal, then you're not thrown completely off course. You are able to find a new journey, a new route to get to where you want to get to. So let's say, for example, that your goal is building your own business, and that is your dream, and that's what you want to do. And say you've got this really clear map ahead of you of how you're going to build that business, and you've worked it all out, and you understand what you need to do, but then you end up not getting the funding grant that you were hoping for, the funding grant that was going to allow you to take that first step. Well, what is the different journey you can take? How can you approach this in a different way? How can you raise the funds through different means? How can you alter your map in order to still get to that endpoint, but just by taking a different journey? It takes creativity, it takes flexibility of thought. But this is how you actually end up achieving your goals. Because if we don't allow that there are many routes to that final endpoint, then we end up giving up at the nearest miss. We end up giving up at the first sign of a problem, or when we fall at that first hurdle. And I see it with the people that I work with, these incredible people who have amazing dreams and aspirations and goals, and who are deeply ambitious, but who maybe haven't thought out how many different routes there are to get to that goal. And then when something doesn't go according to plan, then they are lost. And they end up continuing to drive around in circles, or worse yet, they park the car and they get out. In order to achieve your goals, you need to fill up your tank. You need to have a crystal clear vision of where it is you're heading, and you need to be prepared to come up with as many routes to get there as necessary. And that is how you will achieve your goals. Now listen, if you have listened to all these three things and you're ready to jump on board, you're ready to achieve your goals, but you realize that you are lacking in the motivation to actually do that, don't worry, I've got you covered. Check out this video here, which is all about building your motivation so that you can fill up that tank and get on the road to achieving your goals. That's over in this video here. It's less than 10 minutes long. I'll see you over there.